In this video, we're going to talk about ways to increase your productivity and stay on track during your writing sessions. If you're new to my channel, my name is Corey. I'm a writer and content creator, and it's my mission to share with you everything I know about how to make money online with your writing. If you want to stay in the loop on all my latest writing tips, be sure to subscribe. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate for some of the products I talk about in this video, and there are affiliate links in the description box below. This means that if you make a purchase after clicking on one of my links, I may earn a commission. There's nothing quite like the feeling of sitting down to write a piece of content and the words just flow effortlessly from your mind onto the page. But for many writers, this place of ultimate concentration, known as flow state, is more myth than reality. Whether it's the lure of social media, a bout of procrastination, or the dreaded writer's block, the struggle to stay on task as a writer is real. Staying focused was something that I really struggled with when I first started writing. I would sit down at my laptop with the best of intentions, only to find myself watching silly cat videos moments later. Now, there's some pretty basic advice out there that people will give you to stay on track. Things like eliminating distractions, closing all the tabs on your browser, and scheduling your writing sessions in advance. And those are all really good pieces of advice, but for me, it wasn't really enough. But over time, I've learned a few different strategies that have really helped me zone in on my work. And I've arrived to a point where when I sit down to write something, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to finish what I set out to do. So I thought I would share with you the things that have worked really well for me. My first tip is to create an outline on a different day than you actually write the first draft. Now, I don't always follow this rule. If it's something that I'm excited to write about, I will often sit down and write the outline and the first draft in one sitting. But sometimes, once in a while, I get a client project that I'm not super excited to work on, and then my brain just becomes really stubborn about sitting down and actually starting. So I started telling myself, okay, all you have to do today is sit down and write the outline. It'll take you 5 minutes. So I'll do that. I'll sit down and write out all the talking points that I'm going to touch on in the article. Maybe I'll list out 2 or 3 bullet points under each one, and then I'll call it a day. And then when I come back to write the draft the next day, at least I'm not starting with a blank screen. And you'll also find that those talking points that you had brainstormed the day before have had a little bit more time to kind of marinate in your brain, and you'll find it much easier to write about. The next method that has worked wonders for me is to time myself. There is this well-known sort of aphorism that's called Parkinson's Law that goes like this: work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So from a writer's standpoint, what this means is that if you have an assignment that's due in 2 weeks, the chances are high that it will take you that entire 2 weeks to complete the project. It may only be 2 or 3 hours of actual work, but because you were given 14 days to do it, you end up dragging out that work over that whole time. As content creators, this can be deadly for our productivity, especially for bloggers and medium writers who may not even have a hard deadline. So a writing project that should only take you a couple of hours could end up taking weeks or even months. Yeah, I've been there, done that. So I've found the best way to prevent this from happening is by tricking your brain into thinking that you have less time than you actually have. And this is why I sometimes put a timer on when I write. I'm telling you, there's something about having that little clock ticking that puts a fire under your butt to get things done. Now, some people swear by the Pomodoro technique, which is basically where you do 3 or 4 bouts of 25-minute writing sprints with 5 minutes of rest in between. I think it really depends on the person. For myself, I find that I do best when I set the timer for an hour, and then it allows me to get deeper into that flow state. You can keep this really simple and just use the timer on your phone, or you can use an app online like the Marinera Pomodoro Assistant. Experiment with different lengths of writing sprints and find out where your sweet spot is. Another thing that has really helped me stay on track during my writing sessions is listening to the right type of music. There have been several studies over the years about the link between music and concentration, and the results have been pretty interesting. In most cases, having some kind of background music on while you're working has been shown to increase mood and productivity. However, choosing the right type of music to listen to is quite important. For me, I can't listen to anything with lyrics in it or anything that's too engaging because then I stop focusing on the work. Instead, I like to listen to lo-fi hip-hop music on YouTube, which is basically just chill instrumental music. And I've been listening to it for so long now that whenever I put it on, my brain instantly goes into focus mode. But if lo-fi isn't your thing, you can certainly find other types of music to try. Even if you just look for focus music on YouTube, you'll get a lot of different options. Another app you might want to try is called Brain FM. Now, this app says that they have a patented process for creating functional music, and you can find the science behind it on their website. And I've been giving this app a try, and I quite like it. I like that they have different types of music you can listen to for different levels of focus. So if that sounds interesting for you, you should definitely check it out. My next tip, and honestly, I truly believe this is the most important one of all, and that is to prioritize done over perfect. Just allow that first draft to suck. When I first started writing years ago, it would literally take me hours and hours to write a 500-word draft. I'm not even kidding. And the reason why it took me so long is that I would agonize over every single sentence before I moved on to the next one. It took me a long time to learn that the first draft isn't the place for perfect or even great sentences. The first draft is about being done. Seriously, when you're writing that first draft, just forget about grammar, forget about sentence structure, forget about tone. Just get the thing out of your brain and onto the page in as efficient a fashion as possible. Giving myself permission to write a crappy first draft literally saved my career as a writer, because it is infinitely easier to stay focused and find that flow state when you are not worried about being perfect. And once you have that crappy first draft, now you have something to work with. It's like you gotta chop yourself some blocks of wood before you can whittle it into the shape it needs to be. Now, if you really struggle with the perfectionist bug, here's a little hack that I found works really well. And that is to write the article on your phone. I know it sounds kind of crazy and counterproductive, but I'm telling you it works. Because for one thing, you're not faced with a giant blank screen. And when you're thumb tapping away on your phone, it feels more like you're texting than writing. And since texting is such a casual thing, it kind of subconsciously gives your brain permission to let go of perfection. The best way to try this exercise is to download the Google Docs app on your phone. That way you can easily access the document from your computer when it comes time to edit. Just try it. Last but not least, invest in Jasper AI. If the thing that derails you most during your writer's session is writer's block, then I cannot recommend Jasper enough. If you've seen any of my videos before, then this suggestion probably comes as no surprise. But if you're new here, Jasper AI is an AI writing assistant that can literally write the draft for you, provided that you give him the proper guidance to write it. Jasper has read 10% of the internet, which, if you think about that, is a massive amount of content. So he can write about almost any topic in any tone of voice. I've been using this tool since last summer, and it has completely eliminated writer's block from my life. It's been so empowering to know that when I sit down to write something, I know it's going to get done. And there are so many different ways to use Jasper, and it's effective for just about any kind of writing project. Jasper Boss Mode also gives you access to recipes. Recipes are basically established workflows for specific types of content that consist of pre-written instructions and commands. And with the right recipe, you can write 1,000+ word draft in as little as 10 minutes. There is a little bit of a learning curve with Jasper, but once you understand how he thinks and writes, he becomes your best friend. If you want to give him a try, you can get a special free trial offer using my referral link in the description box. You just want to make sure that you sign up for the Boss Mode plan, as that's the only plan that gives you access to recipes and the long form editor. If you need help learning how to use Jasper, you can check out my tutorial with lots of lessons on how to use Jasper effectively. Jasper's website also has a free boot camp to help you learn all the basics. Life is full of distractions, but the ability to focus is a skill that you can grow and develop so that those distractions don't totally derail your writing sessions. The more you practice these strategies, the more you build up that focus muscle, and the better you get at entering the fabled flow state. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.